Hey everyone, welcome back to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today's video is a review of Bull. It's an action mystery thriller directed by Paul Andrew Williams, and it was released in the United States on April 1st, 2022. Before I hop into my review, please take a second to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. We really appreciate it. Or don't, it's not like I care. This review will contain spoilers, so please proceed with caution. Lastly, if there's something you want to see reviewed, leave a comment and we'll get to it. Thank you. We're hopping in 3, 2, 1. Starting the film off, we see three men burying a body. 10 years later, we get our first glimpse of Bull. He casually walks up to a mechanic and guns him down. This scene immediately set the tone for this movie and made it clear that Bull is on a mission. Throughout the film, we see Bull hunt down characters from his past, assassinating them without remorse. With each assassination, we learn a little bit more about Bull and the reasoning for his rampage. He was married and had a son with a woman named Gemma. Her father, Norm, was a mafia boss, and Bull was his best enforcer. Unfortunately, Norm was an irresponsible parent and gave Gemma everything she wanted. This resulted in her being a spoiled and terrible mom, doing heroin and neglecting her son. Norm never liked Bull and encouraged Gemma to cheat on him with another enforcer named Gary. Thankfully, Bull was understanding and after finding out, only wanted to be with his son. But Norm had different plans for him. He and his other enforcers beat Bull, and with encouragement from Gemma, they tried to burn him alive in a camper. Things didn't go as planned and Bull broke out a flame before being sprayed by a shotgun. If you need another example of how bad a mom Gemma was, she'd brought her son along and he tragically witnessed the murder of his father. Some people should not be parents. After executing all the other enforcers, Bull finally tracks down Gemma and Norm. In an intense and emotional scene, we find out that Gemma got her son addicted to heroin and that he's homeless. In a final, satisfying act of revenge, Bull guns down Gemma and Norm with the same shotgun that was used on him. As the film ends, we see Bull find his son in an underpass. He takes him to a church Gemma's sister attends. She's terrified and screams, revealing that Bull is actually a wandering spirit. He had died 10 years earlier, but was given permission to return to save his son. With his mission accomplished, he returns to the grave from the start of the film. To be honest, I was not expecting much from this movie. When I saw the trailers, it looked a little cheesy to me, but I am happy my expectations were subverted. Something I really loved about this film was the score and the soundtrack. It may have been the headphones I was wearing, but I was really impressed. The music and soundtrack added a deep intensity to the movie, and it helped Bull come off as a serious figure. Speaking of Bull, I didn't think he was very intimidating in wide shots, but he was definitely intimidating in close-ups. His deep, grainy voice and one-liners really helped. In addition to some great audio, the film had some great visuals. The Ferris wheel goes hard. Neon lights do something for me. Also, the scene at the nightclub is cinematic too. Again, the neon lights do it for me. Some of the best moments in the film are when the audio and cinematics combine into some lovely slow-mo scenes.
Gemma.
When it comes to the acting, I think Neil Maskell played his role as Bull very well. As I stated earlier, he's a serious figure and can be intimidating at times. He can also come off as very psychotic and terrifying. Case in point, the fair ride. Yeah, that's kind of freaky. This movie was violent, but it wasn't violent just to be violent. I appreciate that because some movies are violent without any actual reasoning. Bull provided a sensical story and the violence made sense. To be completely honest, I'm having a hard time finding complaints against this movie, but something I felt could have been improved were the transitions from the past to the present. We switched back and forth between the two fairly often, and some of the transitions were difficult to distinguish. However, I didn't feel like these transitions harmed the pace. One final thing I thought could have used some improvement were the special effects. Specifically, when Bull's eyes are entirely black, the CGI seemed a little bit off to me. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. It's definitely one of my favorite films to be released in 2022. It was like a British John Wick with a few more elements. I thought the acting was good and I loved the sound effects on the soundtrack. The cinematography was done well and there were lots of visually stimulating scenes. The direction and pace of the film were amazing, running for for just under 90 minutes. It wasn't a perfect film, and it could have used some polish when distinguishing between the past and the present. It also could have tweaked its special effects just a tad. However, ultimately, watching this film was well worth my time. I rated this movie a 9.6 out of 10. If you're interested in watching an indie revenge film, I highly recommend watching Bull. Thank you for listening to my review of Bull. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe. Again, it's not like I care or anything. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say. Also, if there's something you want to see reviewed, let me know and I'll get to it. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Friends with Benefits. My name is Diego, and I'll see you next time.